Hey guys, Dov here with another battle for Total War Warhammer 2 multiplayer. I'm here today again in the German tournament, the Hamster Cup if you will, and I'm going to be taking the Empire. My opponent Ludwig has the Greenskins, and yeah, quite the classic matchup with wild armies on both sides. Of course, I've got a heavy vanguard of 4 Pistoliers pushing up on this side. We've got Spider Riders and Wolf Rider Archers with a mirror on the other flank. My force is going to be led by Boris, plus an Amber Wizard. We've got a line of Spearmen with shield, with an Empire Captain, some Empire Knights as well. As for the Greenskins, they've got the Hammer of Gork here, a nice mixed force of Savage Biggins, regular Biggins, and Grimgore Ironhide, Rusty Airs, Orc Error Boys, couple of Skulkers for Smoke Bombs, Wolf Riders, and Spider Riders. So, yeah, like I said, quite a well-balanced Greenskin force. I'm going to pull up, start unloading my Pistoliers on these Savage Orc Biggins, as they are a very high-value, low-armor target. I can do a lot of damage very quickly, and just kind of maneuver my forces up and around. My idea here is that I'm going to overload on one side and just not really give the Greenskins a heads-up engagement here. But I do make a little bit of a mistake in sort of moving my line. I had meant to kind of move forward initially and then kind of wheel back around while forming kind of an anchor point on this corner here, somewhere around in this area. My idea is if I can beat these Wolf Riders and Spider Riders and just win this mobility engagement, just get rid of a lot of these skirmish and chaff cav very quickly, that will be very beneficial. And we do manage to terrify away. Nope, not quite. Just barely a couple of those units come back from route there on the edge of the map, which is very unfortunate for me. I really needed to get rid of them early. Do take some losses on some Pistoliers, and you can see those Savage Orc Biggins got absolutely savaged. No pun intended. But, yeah, my Spearmen are going to get engaged here by the Orc main line, which is definitely not great for me. I mean, granted, the veteran Spearmen will hold up a decent amount of time, but considering we got full WAAGH face charge there, that's definitely not the greatest situation. But on the flip side, Grimgore is going to get caught out in the open field by 2 Griffins, and despite the fact that he's a pretty strong combatant, he's not that strong. Hammer of Gork providing some close support fire there, taking out some of those Knights. But yeah, the double Griffins just doing a ton of damage to Grimgore, probably going to be able to break his leadership just through shock damage there. Meanwhile, my Empire Knights are trying to do their best, you know, kind of ping-ponging around, breaking various units, also trying to get back and occupy these Orc Skirmishers, but there's just a lot more numbers than what I can handle here. So we're going to throw a Manticore Summon, try and push the pocket a little bit more, just, you know, get all the monsters focused in here, terrify away those Skulkers very quickly. Both units of Skulkers just get terrified away. So my idea here is we can try and push back, get on those Skirmishers, but my main line got crumped really hard by those Savage Orc Biggins, so definitely got our work cut out for us in terms of infantry fight. A couple of other Empire Knights too that had been kind of trying to deal with all of these mobile units, and there's just so many skirmish cav and other kind of chaff cavalry units for the Greenskins here. A lot of mass mobility, so definitely having some numbers issues here, but the Empire Knights are staying firm. Their heavy armor will allow them to take a lot of this bow fire quite well. And of course, both the Griffins providing terror with the Manticore also providing terror will give us a lot of options to kind of spread it around here. You can see this Manticore comes over here to try and terrify away these Orc Biggins. Unfortunately, it looks like their leadership may hold. It's tough to say. The Biggins, especially with their anti-large bonus, will do a lot of damage to the Amber Wizard and the Manticore both because they're relatively low armor. Boris will be a bit more tanky, obviously, but yeah, the Empire Knight support. Unfortunately, we weren't able to route that Hammer of Gork crew somehow, but again, I just need to stay moving with these guys as much as possible. That Vindictive Glare also does a lot of damage to the Amber Wizard because of his lack of armor, and while we had routed Grimgore initially, he actually came back from route here, which is a huge problem for me. You know, my Griffins getting relatively low, and we're just kind of starting to run out on numbers. I did have a pretty good advantage on the balance of power there for a minute, but things are still pretty close. We're going to get a rear charge here with these Empire Knights. Again, just try and use them as much as we can to support and keep them moving. Keep that charge bonus active as much as possible. Trying to bail out this Amber Wizard here as he came down to attack Grimgore, but just got absolutely crumped. Boris now is going to come try and deal with Grimgore. We just kind of had to sacrifice these 2 Empire Knights. We just got overwhelmed by numbers here, and these Savage Orc Biggins came in and cleaned up. Just kind of got bogged down, honestly. Orc Air Boys, they're pretty good. They have a decent amount of HP. They're not the best defensive stats in the world, but they can punch back decently well. So yeah, it's been tough, but we'll see if we can pull it back. Balance power starting to turn against me now as the Bagans are just absolutely cleaving through my forces. You can see the Orc Air Boys also still pouring in fire. Yeah, both the Griffins come down to try and support what's left of the state troops. We still got the Empire Captain and a handful of state troops here fighting. I do have some coming back from route here that need to get back in the fight, so we're going to pull them back in. But unfortunately, the Empire Knights really had been one of my main kind of killing tools here. And we just didn't get the work done that we needed to. Unfortunately, you know, with that initial really nice engagement I had over on this side, I wasn't able to terrify, or I guess not fully chase off these Wolf Rider archers and a lot of the other periphery units. And as a result, I ended up kind of getting bogged down. My Empire Knights really weren't in the right place at the right time to support that engagement. Also, just letting myself get face rushed there was a little bit tough. Definitely should have pulled back that main line and just not taking that wall right to the face. But hey, that's just how it goes, especially in a game like this where those quick decisions can make the difference. And very fun builds on both sides, I have to say. It's a super classic matchup, and both builds very, very good, I would say. We'll kind of soak in the cinematics as these guys make their final stand here. You can see the state troops and Boris. State troops aren't really going to hold out for too much longer. It's pretty much just going to be Boris versus the world. And there's way too many orcs, goblins for him to take down. Not to mention Grimgor is still kicking, still trucking. He's going to come in here and promptly get knocked over. But hey, I mean, he's here. And maybe he can get an attack or two, potentially. Yeah. Poor Boris. Very well played to my opponent, though. We're going to get one Vindictive Glare, and that should be enough to finish off Boris's leadership. Yep, beautiful friendly fire. Yeah, very well played to Ludwig there. That was a very, very fun game. Super fun matchup, as I mentioned. And this 20 stack, man, he managed it well. This light cavalry ended up being the difference, and just me having less numbers of light cavalry. Normally I'm the one pressing the advantage there, so it kind of put me in a weird position where I needed to win very quickly and chase these units off, and we just didn't quite accomplish that last part. Maybe I should have used the Pistoliers there a little bit more aggressively to try and chase those terrified units away. But regardless, very well played. I mean, the Empire Knights, one of the groups there, 100 kills, the other one, 42-91. State troops did kind of get crumped in the front line there. Definitely should have pulled back on that wall. But 76 kills for Boris, 35 for the Amber Wizard, 33 for the Captain. I'm a big fan of the Captain here, definitely, just to kind of support this infantry engagement. I mean, if you have the spare gold, why not? There's an argument to be made that maybe I should have taken Felix instead, as he does have even more stopping power. The Helping Hands as well would have been really nice to have for the Amber Wizard, and we could have potentially maybe done a bit more damage to Grimgor. I didn't see exactly, you know, if I whiffed a lot of my attack animations there with the Griffins. But if they actually missed some of their melee attacks, then obviously having that buff would have been helpful. Potentially might have made the difference there on those hit rolls. And obviously the damage resistance by itself, especially for the Amber Wizard, not to speak of the healing. So just from a build perspective, I think if I would have to play this again, I would think I would cut some of the chevrons from the state troops, then use that money to upgrade the Captain to Felix. And then, yeah, just not take that engagement to the face. Kind of present an engagement, but then pull back at the last minute with the Spearmen. And then just kind of force concentrate on winning the mobility. And then once that's done, then bring the infantry back forward. You can pound away with the cavalry. But unfortunately, Ludwig there did a great job, as I mentioned, with his light cavalry kind of baiting me. And getting them back, as soon as they came back from route, getting them back in the engagement. And just perpetually kind of bogging me down. Until his biggins were able to eventually just mop everything up. So yeah, very well played. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this one. Yeah, I'm going to be bringing you a few more games from this series. It was a best of 3 series, so I don't want to spoil it for you, but we'll be definitely watching some more of it. And yeah, just we're going to be in general trying to be bringing you guys as much content as possible. I know things are a little bit strange for a lot of people right now. Just looking for a lot of extra content watch. So in addition to the daily videos, obviously I'll be trying to stream a lot more, and I do have some more kind of like informational edited type videos planned, so definitely look for those in the coming future. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my tier list that I put out recently. Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun to make. This one I had a good time with. For sure, and I do think it came out pretty well in terms of production value and everything. But anyway, I've rambled on for long enough. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. Every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. All that jazz. Thanks again. See you next time.